Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So you can see that my layout's a little different today. That's because I want to go over some computer programs that I'm using for fashion design lately. I have more videos coming out a little bit later, but for now this is what I have because I've been in kind of a rush learning all this new software, and then also I have some shows coming up. So today I'm just going to go over how I use CLO for fashion, the pros and the cons of CLO. That's CLO3D, and I'll have a link for that to download that in the description below. I also recently got rid of all my Adobe stuff, so I'm going to be doing that as well, or going over my alternatives as well and what I'm currently learning. And then for my next project, it'll be probably a DIY purse. So with that having been said, I'm gonna switch to CLO and show y'all what I have. This is not a tutorial on how to use CLO, by the way, so if you're here for that, that's not what this is. By the way, my computer is perfect in every way except that it's the webcam that comes natural to it is not that good, so I bought a new one that I'm using. I'm also in my living room today, or my kitchen slash living room, technically my parents', because little Missy, my dog Jolene over there, had to have small surgery for her teeth, and then also to remove a couple of spots on her belly. She's fine now, but she's on a lot of medication, and we're trying to make sure she doesn't look at her spot. It's a whole thing. Alright, so we have CLO3D. This is how it looks when you open it. I've got the object browser, I think that's what they call this here, property editor here, library here, 3D, 2D. So I'll show you what all that means in a sec. Here, let me just make sure this is working. I guess it's working. Here I'm gonna go pick an avatar, and okay, beginning on the cons right here, I guess there are 4 avatars. There's let me get past my variants. There's Luna. Let's see if I can put them all together. I mean, for my purposes, are mostly designed. There's Mia. Add. Let's see what happens. I'm also going to switch this to just the 3D window, and they're inside of each other. Here we go. So, Luna, Mia. I have them in a bunch of different sizes too. And Naomi, and I guess there's only 3 because I think the other one was just another Mia. So that's my first okay, for AI generated, well, not AI, but you know what I mean, for fake humans, they look pretty good, right? They're pretty realistic. The one thing that I have a problem with kind of is that that's not the kind of diversity I would like to see. So I have a couple more here that I did myself, and I'll show you how. There's a variant of Naomi here, excuse me, whose skin I just kind of turned a little bit darker. And then there's also a variant of well, there's another variant of Naomi whose skin I turned lighter too, but you don't have to see all my variants. There's a Una variant who I made a bit more tan, so you can see her right here, and her hair and lips are a bit different. And then for the other Naomi variant, she's a little bit paler, and has lighter skin and eyebrows, but the same facial features, because there are only 3 facial features, right? There's Mia's, Yuna's, and Naomi's, so you don't get much different there. So let me show you how I changed their skin color and everything. I went here, clicked on this little icon next to Mia, so that's in the property editor. I think my face might be covering it, so I'm just going to pull it up a little bit. There's this little icon next to the drop down menu, and then you'll get hair, skin, underwear, that kind of thing. So you can change their hair. It doesn't change by too much. You have to also mess with these settings, which for demonstrative purposes I don't want to do, but yeah, so these make her darker, these make her lighter, And then you can also click on this, and for example, you could turn her skin blue. Why you would want to do that, I don't know, but in my various tutorials, we also learned how to turn somebody's skin gold, so why not? And then these are the different blend modes. So this turns her very blue. This turns her kind of a purplish beigeish blue. Again, very blue. So you just gotta play with all these. And then the hair I already showed, and then the eye colors, they don't make that much difference. And the lip, I mean, if you're gonna change it. Okay, so that's all for that, but I also want to show y'all sizes as well. There are different poses too, but again, they have like EU sizes, they have different kinds of US ASTM standard sizes. I go for Missy Curvy because I feel like that's the most demonstrative of what most people in America are, and I'm based out of America. So here's an 8. Okay. It had a little bit of issue with that. I've never tried having like several of these here at the same time. Alright, so that, you see that changed her sizing a little bit, and then we'll go up to the largest size in the Missy USTM, so I can show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. Who are you? You are Naomi. And a little warning always comes up. So you can see there's kind of a diverse range of sizes, but the largest size it goes up to is in plus size. That's there's plus straight and plus curvy. I'm gonna go with plus curvy. 24 is the largest size that it goes up to. Which, when you're pattern making, you want to be able to get your sizes up to a 30. However, if I were to convert my chart to US ASTM's chart, I believe 24 might be similar to a 30. I'll have to look into that again, but that's just to say there is a diverse range of sizes. I just wish there was a more diverse range of sizes and a more diverse range of models as well. Again, you could take these 3 and edit them however you want, but I don't know. There are only 3 faces you can use, essentially, so that's kind of a bummer. Let's delete all these avatars. So, okay, let's delete all these by going to new project. There we go. I'm going to click on these 2. And I'm going to go back to the avatars, pick one out at random, and go back to the garment. There's only one garment saved here, but my garment saves somewhere else. They save under this little library here and under my items, which is fine. Some of these aren't mine, some of them I downloaded. There are different poses there as well. You can see I made this. So I could put this on her. Page sizes. Oops. So as you can see, it kind of decided not to put it in a good place, but that's okay. I can just put it there and simulate. It's a little wild as to how like oversized it is, but that's kind of the point. Okay, so from here I can get her to pose. You can see that this part over here came up or populated with patterns. So this is like my working background, and this is like my regular background. And so another thing that I like about CLO is just I can save this either as a project with the avatar and styles, or I could save it as a garment and it just saves all this and the sewing involved. Or I could save the avatar if I do something different to them. I haven't looked into all of these, but there's certainly a lot of properties that you could save, which is very cool. For grading, I will say that there's a glitch right now. When I was learning, at least my the person teaching me said that there was a bit of a glitch with sizing where it doesn't automatically populate different sizes the way it should. I'm not going to go into that because this isn't a tutorial. I don't feel like it, but yeah, so that's too bad because that makes pattern grading a little harder. Here you get top stitch, puckering, all that stuff. Oh, and this part, so We were interrupted. Sorry about that. You know, working out of my living room. Also, if I interrupt suddenly, it's because Jolene has started crying and wants attention. But hopefully she'll be okay now. She was a bit upset earlier. Right. So this is the point of measure tool, and I can measure how long all these seams are. Why is this diagonal? Did I do that? Doesn't matter. So if I want to know that, I click on this and then I measure it. It takes that point of measure and it just saves it. And that can be a really easy way if I'm working on a tech pack manually to just refer back to this. So that's a way that kind of softens the blow of, you know, I'm not paying the extra $50 a month when I already pay money for this. Like, Clo Software itself is $50 a month, and then having access to the automatic tech pack, and they have a bunch of other features in there, but and other features are $50 a month in addition to that. So I'm not doing that. Finding a way around it. From what I've heard, it's not. Their tech packs still need work anyway, and listen, unless you're doing it for me. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So if you need points of measure, that tool is very helpful. And then under simulation mode, there's also print layout. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. I'm still very new to all this. Refresh textures? No, that didn't do it. Excuse me. There we go. There's the play button right there. Play button right there. And you can see that all fits onto, this is designed for a fabric yardage, not for printing, but I can easily make it save to where it saves as the same size. I can move these around too, because this looks a little, oops, is a little bit too close to that for my, these are all too close together. There's a settings button here, right? Buffer spacing, 0.25. There we go. Much better. Kind of wasteful. Kind of wastes some space. I'd have to play with it, but the idea here is that I can then okay, so here's kind of the step 2 and why I had to learn a replacement for Adobe Illustrator is because I have this. Now this is a size 8 and there's no more box, but I basically traced everything. The internal box here that was 2 inches by 2 inches, I put one here and then I just sized everything up until those 2 boxes overlapped. There's a lot of room for error if you do things like this. And I'm going to have to check these patterns extensively, which I wouldn't have to do if it would have just exported into the right size. Alright, so now we have a problem, and that's that this is a huge mess. And here it's just, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in Affinity, to be honest. So we're just going to go and trace these lines. Oh, hang on. Low polling, okay. Center back. Never mind, we don't have to trace them. I'm gonna make them a little thicker than 0.7 points because like the sewing pattern is in many, many inches. And then I'm gonna take this and just put it above every single artboard. It's not gonna matter right now because I'm gonna have to shift it around anyway, but I take this, bam, and then it ended up in one of the artboards. It ended up in artboard 1. So I'm going to take it and reposition it to the top, and now you have a pattern that's ready to print. I would also do that with all of these as well, and of course I'd have to make more artboards, but that would be it because all of these are letterprints. So let's delete everything outside of this just because I'm a little worried that that didn't work, that that's gonna scale weird and not print, so I want to be proven wrong. Okay, so last time I got a little annoyed. So here is this at my second attempt. I think I can delete these pages too. So it's only pages 1 through 3. You can see I have a different document. I had to quit and try again. So here, what we want to do is go to export. And we want PDF under all these files. Raster DPI 72, that's fine. And now I hit export, test, and I'm going to put test 2 because I already tried this once, which I should have been doing this whole time because I'm kind of making an idiot of myself. Okay, there we go. And you can see, I think it copied the first page twice. But yeah, you can see that's a pattern. So that is one way to do it. The other way to do it is to just copy and paste it with a 2x2 square and put a 2x2 square right here and try to match them up. But that's a little less precise, so I like this way better, and this is how I'm going to be making my patterns. So I'm glad that we actually got something done in this one because I wasn't sure we were going to get there.